All right, so hello everyone. Sorry about the delay. But yeah, so basically, I think, as you all know, I think we touched upon it earlier as well, LinkedIn is becoming more and more important. It's basically coming to a replacement for your CV. So I just wanted to give you a few tips and tricks, really, how to make your LinkedIn profile stand out against everyone else and kind of just elevate your status on the platform. So I've just had this presentation from some of the university recruiters, and they kind of highlighted 7 key pillars, I suppose, to having a strong LinkedIn profile. So I'll quickly whiz through these because I know we're short of time. So a profile and background image, have a photo. It doesn't have to be too professional, but just something you'd be happy with your manager seeing. Make sure it's just a good quality photo and it just clearly shows who you are. Your background, I think a lot of people overlook how important the background photo is. It's so easy just to have a generic default background. However, when someone clicks on your profile, it's arguably one of the first things that pop at them. So try and have a photo of you doing something. For example, on here is someone speaking. But if you don't have a photo of yourself doing something like that, just put your university or a company you work for, or something that just represents you, just so at least you can demonstrate a little bit about yourself. A headline, just a quick one-liner. It doesn't matter really too much what it is, but if you say a student, you could just be a university and what you're studying, enough just to give a quick impression of what you're doing. Your contact information. So this is one the student, the university recruiter was saying, is so with university recruiters kind of reaching out more and more to potential applicants through LinkedIn, make sure your contact details are up to date, because the last thing you'd want is for the potential job of your dreams to be knocking on your door, but it gets sent to the wrong email address because A, you haven't updated it, or B, there's a dot in the wrong spot or something. Just make sure your contact details are up to date, which is self-explanatory, but I thought I'd mention it. Your summary, so your about section, this is basically your executive summary. It's your elevator pitch. It should go through who you are, what you do, what are your passions, and also some key areas where you might have had impact before, so something you're really proud of. Whack it all in there, so when someone quickly reads through those 2 or 3 paragraphs, they know exactly who you are and get a feel for what you're passionate about, and yeah. So also your experience, I cannot emphasize this enough. Regardless of what the experience is, whether it's paid, unpaid, volunteering, part-time, it's all really relevant. So put all your experiences down into your experiences section, but don't just with the descriptions write a generic job title that you did. Say what you actually did, say where you had impact. Start each sentence with a verb. For example, even if it's just communicating with, analyzing X, Y, Z, just so when someone's going through those experiences, it's more tailored to what you actually did and not just to a job title. And for me, actually, I was offered a placement at IBM, but largely I feel like because during my interview, the thing we spoke about most, even though I'd done a load of consultancy projects and stuff, was I think 3 years that I spent at the co-op. Just that customer service that the hiring manager at the time just really loved. So all my hard work on these consultant projects kind of went out the window, and it was just my time at the co-op which got me the job. So yeah, I really emphasize, just put everything in there, no matter how big, how small. Recommendations. So at Microsoft, as you know, we have a perspectives tool. You can reach out for feedback, and people you work with can provide feedback on you for your manager to see. So it's all stored in like a big sheet. LinkedIn has the same feature. You can ask for recommendations of people you've worked with, some people, even your friends. And what this does, it just adds a bit of credibility to your page, because it's all good you saying, you're the best person ever at this, you're a hard worker. But just if someone goes through your page and sees a recommendation at the bottom from perhaps like an old manager saying you are genuinely a really hard worker, you're really experienced in whatever, it just adds a bit of credibility. So do try and reach out for recommendations of people you've worked with before. And finally, your skills. This, I didn't realize, but it's actually a search engine optimization tool. So university recruiters will put in what skills they're interested in for potential applicants. So say, let's just go with Excel. And what that'll do is it'll come up with all the applicants with Excel in their skill section. And they might go through, reach out to a few people. If you don't have Excel in there, which I know I don't, I need to put it in, I'm not going to come up on that list, even though I do use Excel on a daily basis. So just make sure you pop all your skills into the skills section so you're not missing out on potentially being left off the list. So yeah, those are kind of the 7 core pillars. So it's all fun and games having the best profile in the world, but like any other social media, LinkedIn is just about kind of engaging with other people to get your profile out there. So on the slides now, you can kind of see the main ways to kind of get engaging with other people so your name is appearing on their newsfeed. So obviously you can share statuses, stuff you've recently done, stuff you're proud of. You can comment on other people's statuses. I mean, if you're posting, it's obviously because you want people to interact with it. So interact with other people, ask them questions, say, if you agree with their post, if you disagree with it, obviously in a respectful way. People on LinkedIn, as you probably know, full of saying about their recent achievements, their new job titles, their promotions, and everyone loves a bit of a rub of their ego. So take the time to congratulate people, wish them the best on their new promotions, because they're going to recognize it and they're going to appreciate it. So just by your name appearing there, it's going to stick in their mind. Show gratitude, obviously, like any other social media, there's a like button, but on LinkedIn, you can, I think, like, love, be curious, insightful, celebrate. Try to use the other ways of showing gratitude, because at the end of the day, if someone has 50 likes and you're the only person that's found it insightful, your name's going to appear at the top of that list when they look at the engagement of their post. So it's just small things like that which can help your name stand out, I suppose. And LinkedIn articles, again, LinkedIn articles are free, but you can also share other articles that you've read that you found interesting. Whack them on your LinkedIn with 1 or 2 sentences about perhaps what you found interested, what you're going to do differently after reading that article, just to show you're interested in a certain topic or industry. Because if someone is going through your LinkedIn profile and you're constantly reading and sharing articles about a certain technology or whatever, it's clear that you're interested in it. And I think, especially when you're early in career, passion about a certain industry is what people want, because you're not expected to know everything. But if you're passionate about potentially knowing everything, that's exactly what you'd want from a potential applicant. And recognize your network. So like I said before, take the time to reach out to people to offer feedback, because if you're offering feedback, I guarantee 9 times out of 10, they're going to be like, yeah, of course. Do you want me to provide some feedback back? And then win-win, you spend a few minutes providing feedback, you get some feedback about yourself. So I just wanted to walk through a really cool tool. So hopefully now you can spend a lot of time on your LinkedIn, put all your experiences in, spending a lot of time on it. LinkedIn has a CV builder where it generates a CV automatically from your profile. So if you just hop on over to your profile, click on the More button, and then build a resume, you'll be given this box where you can upload CVs you already made, or you can create one from your profile. So tap on Create from Profile, and this is a cool little feature. You put in your desired job title. So for me, it'd be a project manager, and I'll show you the kind of cool things that happen with that after. And then you just hit Apply, and what will happen there is it'll generate a 2-page CV based off your LinkedIn. Yeah, it might not be the most perfect thing, but it's done instantaneous, and it's just really easy to use. You can see it's got all my experiences, all my licenses, my skills at the bottom, which is cool because it tailors them to the certain role you want. So obviously you can see collaborative problem solving, strategic planning, agile methodologies, things that will all be useful for a project manager role. And here you can see resume insights too. What have I done well? Communication, great. But it also gives some areas where, for a project manager role, that I might want to look into. So for example, business analysis, program management, I can go away, do a few certifications in these areas, whack them on my CV, and it's going to help bring it to another level. Also, nowadays, when you're applying for big companies, it usually goes through, your CV will go through a bit of software to read it, to check for like grammatical errors and all that kind of stuff. So, you might get kicked out on the first round without actually a recruiter reading your profile. So this LinkedIn Resume Builder has a formatting check where it just ensures that your CV will always, hopefully get through the first round of the software check beforehand and actually ends up in the hands of a recruiter, which is great because at the end of the day, if your CV is not getting into the hands of a recruiter, you're not very likely to get the job. So yeah, it's just a cool little feature that I wanted to show you. And I suppose another bit of feedback I had was, yeah, it's fun having a great profile, but who do I connect with? Because at the end of the day, you need to start connecting. There's a few of us on screen. Connect with us, connect with everyone here today, and just hopefully I'll see you on my LinkedIn feed very soon. So yeah, a few little tips and tricks. I hope it was useful, and thank you very much. That's all from me, and I believe it is Ross next.